Hey vinyl community, it is Jason. Just thought I'd drop in, do a video. I got a bunch of records. I didn't think I would actually make one that soon. I haven't been buying that much stuff, and most of this stuff is not from out in the wild, just kind of been trickling in, like pre-orders I bought and just other stuff. So yeah, let's jump right in. And I got I got an insane. That's the reason why I wanted to do this video. Actually, I'm like still on my. Actually, I got a little bit later. Time got away from me a little bit, but I was on like a high. Like, you know, when you just find this amazing record and like you're in the car like dancing. It's kind of like that, you know, like just super excited. I mean, I can't believe this collection that I got today. It's insane. Like, I've never seen anything like this. But I'll show that at the end. But that's kind of the reason why I want to jump on. Is I just got that today, like literally this evening, like 3 hours ago. So, but I'll show some of the other stuff I've been getting in the mail first. This is what we're listening to. This is James Brandon Lewis, Red Lily Quintet, and it's called Jessup Wagon. I want to throw this on because I listened to this online once, but I haven't got a chance to listen to it on vinyl yet, so it's the first time I'm throwing it on. So yeah, I saw Dave at Local Bandography show this on his Instagram feed. You know, he's claiming it's record of the year. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I haven't really had a chance to sink in that much. It's pretty good. It's like, you know, like kind of like free jazz, I guess. But it's cool. Yeah. I mean, the instruments have like a lot of space, and you know, you can really hear the dynamics. So I really enjoyed it. But I listed online, and I think it's sold out, but I found a copy on Amazon for pretty reasonable, you know. So yeah, so happy to get that. That's what we're listening to. This is the next one. This is Sven Wonder, his new album, Natura Morta, on piano. And I got this and the James Brandon Lewis in the mail today. So this is cool. This is Sven Wonder's third album. It's kind of a continuation of his first two. I think it has, it's a little bit more like straightforward jazz, but it has a lot of that like Eastern sound from his first album, Eastern Flowers. So yeah, some of the songs are a little bit, you know, kind of jazz funky, but it has that, yeah, like some of them have the Eastern sound. It was good. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I pre-ordered this without even knowing. I just listened to it once today when I was putting on a bike rack on my wife's car. So yeah, it was good listening. Super stoked to have that one. So I have all Sven Wonder's. I don't need to put it up. I have all his albums. He only has 3. This is like the first one, like the first press, but yeah, I think the cat's out the bag on that one already, at least on him. This next one, I'm really excited to get this. I've been wanting this album forever. I mean, this is not the original, but this is Mars Volta, the Lausanne Comatorium. The Lausanne Comatorium. This is the reissue that just came out on, let's say Clouds Hill or Cloud Hill. So I missed the box set. I actually pre-ordered it through Target because that was the cheapest I found. And me and my 3 buddies, we all pre-ordered a copy from different places, and they all got canceled. So I don't know what the deal was with the distribution of the box set, but it's kind of turned out to be a blessing in disguise because I mean, Mars Volta's, all their albums are good, but I mean, the ones towards later their career, you know, the band's life, I don't know, they're okay. I mean, they're still better than most stuff on the radio, but if I'm going to listen to Mars Volta, it's either like probably the first 3 albums, maybe the 4th one. But this one, between this one and Francis the Mute, it's kind of a toss-up. I know this is kind of everyone thinks is their masterpiece. Francis the Mute's really amazing too. But it did save me money because the box set was quite expensive. I think retail it was like $4.80. yeah, a lot of places were selling it for like mid-5. That's what I had pre-ordered at. But these are actually really expensive too. These are like, this is like $60 a pop. But each one includes shipping, which is kind of lame because I ordered 4 of them. But they're shipping them all separately and charging me $20 each, or however much to ship from Europe. But I mean, still glad to have it. Sounds pretty good. I know people were complaining about some of the packaging and stuff. And mine's pretty flat. Sounds pretty good. Not any noise. I mean, what can you say about this album's classic? Just, I mean, Mars Volta, I guess, kind of like in a class of their own. I think just, you know, just like hard rockin' prog. I guess it's progressive prog is what you call it. I'm not sure, but Omar Rodriguez Lopez is just a beast. Just high. This thing's high octane the whole way through. Super stoked to finally have that on vinyl. And I mean, I heard the first pressings, because they're picture discs, don't even sound that good. So supposedly this sounds way, way better. So really excited. And then I guess the music on vinyl, was that kind of like an unofficial bootleg? I don't know. I just didn't want to buy it because it didn't really support the cause. I don't know. But yeah, I love that album. One of my favorite albums of all time. I saw them tour for that album when the first time I went to Coachella. And I didn't really know him that well. I like listened to the album once or twice. My buddy was really into it, and that like blew my mind back in 2003. So that was amazing. I did see him play. Well, I saw them when they were at the drive-in. Well, most of them. So that was fun too. But, anyways, next one. This is Celeste. Not Your Muse. This is actually the repress. I did buy the original. This is like a super confusing release, one of the most confusing releases I've ever been bought. I like pre-ordered it last year, like early, like in February, and it didn't even come out until like October or something. So I had no idea what was on it. She had put out some EPs and stuff that were really, really good, and they sell for like ridiculous money. So I didn't know what I was getting. And then she ended up releasing the album with like all these singles she had weren't on it, and it was like just the most confusing thing ever. So a lot of the songs that I liked weren't even on the album. Supposedly it was just they already sent it to the pressing plant, and then she came out with some singles she wrote after. I don't know, but this is the repress, and it has a different track listing with all the. I don't know if it just adds tracks or if they take off tracks. I can't remember, but this has a lot of the songs. And then this is, I mean, she's a British, like soul, pop soul kind of. Yeah, she's really good. Her voice is incredible. And the music's great too. Great instrumentation. Yeah, so I liked her a lot, and I really, yeah, I don't know. I think the songs on this one are better, the track listing. And the originals I have, they're actually signed, so I'll probably just end up selling them, because I'm not going to listen to them. But I'll definitely listen to this. So, yes, stoked to get that. Celeste, Not Your Muse. This next one, this is Lineker Caramelos. The name is Vuela Abaixo. And this is a Brazilian new band. This one came out, let's say it came out in 2020 or 2019. I don't know why I didn't buy. I heard it on NPR when it came out, or you know, one of those private public radios stations. And I don't know. I liked it, but it just didn't really like. Oh, I need to have it. But then my wife got into them last year, like pretty big. These records aren't cheap anymore, but this one was a decent price from Germany, so I just jumped on it. Brand new, sealed. My wife really likes these guys, and it's cool. It's like kind of jazzy pop, soul, kind of like the indie, kind of new indie soul. I'm trying to think of who they sound like. I want to say it's like Duran Jones. It's not. It's more jazzier than that, and not as like total soulful and funky as that. But it's really good. I highly recommend that if you kind of like into that indie kind of like groovy pop. It's not so much pop, kind of jazzy, groovy, indie, whatever. Yeah. So I like it. My wife loves it. So good score. I don't remember if I thought I showed this. I know I showed this in my Brazilian tag. I thought I showed it before, but I didn't see it. I just did a quick scan of my video. I'm trying to remember what I showed. This is Pepete Agua de Coco. I got a package. This is the last Brazilian package I got. It's been a while now. And Brazilian records are just super expensive now, so I don't know if I'm gonna be getting that many anymore of these older ones. But this is really good. Pepete Agua de Coco. Pepete is a drummer. He's kind of up there in the top tier of like Nana Vasconcelos and look at the other drummer. But there's a handful of drummers that are just kind of like well renowned, and this is he's one of them. This is from 1980, and this is if you look on Discord, it's like kind of like Afro-Cuban jazz, which is sort of it's like pretty groovy. I mean it's all covers, but yeah, I really enjoy it. I love the cover artwork. It's amazing. Yeah, so really stoked to get this one. Was on my want list for probably about a year, so this is amazing. This is a super clean copy, so really stoked to get that. This is Eduardo Araújo. The album, I think it's just self-titled, from 1972. I think it's from 72. This is on RCA Victor, Green Label. Eduardo, this is my third Eduardo Araújo album. He's kind of was in the Guarda Joven, which was kind of like a movement, kind of at the same time as Tropicali, a little more like rock and roll. But he's really good. His voice is like gritty, and it's kind of like it's like soul rock soul, whatever. Kind of like Leonard Skinner a little bit, but like but it's got like he's got like guitar solos, and I just love his voice. It's like super groovy. There's like cuica, like total berimbau, total like a lot of classic Brazilian instruments. This is not as good as the other one with the orange cover. Can't remember the name of that one. I think that one came right after this one. But this is still really, really solid album. I got a sweet deal. It's kind of like the seller had this, and then he had a couple. He had like a new one. He was getting a new one that I wanted. I'm gonna show next. And then like after he had bought those, he was like waiting to ship, and he had the Pepete come up for sale. So it was all one seller. The price wasn't that great, but the price on this was actually pretty good. So that's kind of how I already was buying records from the seller, so I already was paying for shipping, so I grabbed some stuff I wanted. This is the one, this is, Zé Manuel de Meu Coração Nu, and this is on Tres Celos. This is a record club I used to belong to, but I didn't subscribe in 2021. The Tres Celos is basically 3 record labels got together and did like a record club. And Goma Gringa, which is my favorite, they kind of pulled out this year, so there's only really 2 of them running it. And I buy a lot of stuff from Goma Gringa, so logistically it was just easy to buy the record club and buy the Goma Gringa releases. But since they did not canceled, and they just haven't been releasing a lot of like killer stuff lately, it's been a lot of like represses of records I actually already have. I think they've done 3 represses this year out of what? This is July, so this is either 7th month. 4 out of the 7, 3 have been represses I already have, so the originals. So it didn't make sense. But anyway, this is really good. This is like, it's like jazz, but it's very like contemporary with vocals, like almost like poppy. This one took me a while to get into. I didn't really like it off the bat, but yeah, it's when you listen to it, it's just like the songs sound like really familiar. So it's kind of catchy in that way. It's by no means like a pop catch record, but the melodies are very like, I don't want to say like comforting, but just they sound familiar, and it's like, oh, and the more I listened, the more I liked it. And it's really really chill. Yeah, so I'm stoked to get that one. I really wanted to get this one. I was happy that I was able to score a copy with that seller in Brazil. And then this is the last one that came in the package. This is Xenia França. she's the lead singer of a different group. This is a solo album. I can't remember the name of the group. I don't know. But this is actually also on a record club. But this is Noise. So there's two big record clubs in Brazil. Noise, which was kind of the, let's say like the original record club. Noise record club. I have a couple records on Noise. I've been looking for this one for a while. It's just hard to get any good price, and I found one that was a good price. And it was cool about that seller. It's a record store, and they said, you know, if I wanted to ship records to their store within Brazil, and then they'd ship them all to me here. So that was really cool. That saved me shipping because I was able to buy this at a decent price and not have to pay individual shipping to the U.S. But this is like electronic. Well, it's kind of like electronic rock pop. It's a new record from Brazil. It's really, really good. Kind of like some Afrobeat stuff. It's a really awesome album. High energy. Yeah, highly recommend it. You know, it's obviously like an indie record too. Yeah, so super excited to finally have that one in the collection. Been wanting that for a while. This is another Brazilian record, but this was pressed in England, I believe. The name of the band is Caixa Cubo, which is like Cuban box, maybe? Maybe not. I don't know. Box cube. I don't know. And the name is Angela. And the record label, Goma Gregor, the owner, he recommended this to me, but I mean, the shipping from Europe, and I just buying so many records from Europe, I held off, and I'm glad I waited a few months, and then a U.S. seller had it, so I was able to not pay so much for shipping. And this is just like a new contemporary Brazilian record. It's kind of like Zé Manuel, maybe a little bit more high energy, you know, a little bit more like it's kind of like soul jazz, a little bit with vocals. I don't remember if all the. I think there might be some instrumental tracks and some with vocals. I can't quite remember. But yeah, really a solid album. Yeah, I put it kind of in the same categories as Zé Manuel. Just like a lot of like catchy melodies. You know, very awesome to listen to. Nothing like mind blowing, but just a fun record to throw on. With, you know, just kind of just can groove and nice to have on the background. So, and it was super cheap. I mean, it was like less than $20. So stoked to get that. And then the last one I have before I go into the collection I just bought. This is Rolling Stones Aftermath. This came from a collection I bought a few months ago, and this is probably the cleanest I've ever seen. I found this record so many times, and it is always trash, always. And this is a pretty clean copy. I mean, it's got a couple like scuffs on it, but it played pretty well. So, I mean, obviously it has Painted Black on here, right? Yeah, Painted Black. So, pretty solid album. Stones album I didn't have. Not my favorite Stones, but I don't know. I've been kind of, after the pandemic, just been kind of in the mood to just keep stuff. And I never see this record clean. Ever. Especially the cover. And this cover isn't that great, but I mean, I usually see it way worse than that. So, stoked to add that to the collection. So, this is kind of why I wanted to do the video right here. This is insane. It's like mind-blowing. I got this box today. So I bought this, I saw this listing on eBay for last week, and I don't know, I just had a feeling I'd get it. It's a very weird niche collection. It's all one artist, and the guy tried to collect, he's from South Africa, and he tried to collect every single pressing from this artist. And I mean, I paid a lot of money for this. This is definitely the most I've ever paid for a collection. But value-wise, I think I'm gonna try to flip most of these, and you know, try to get my money back and get some free records out of this. So I'll just kind of give you a teaser, and then I'll just do a flip after that. So this Sixto Rodriguez Cold Fact, and this is the original press on Buddha. And this listing was, I mean, the dude had there's 48 Sixto Rodriguez records, almost every pressing. But it was like, you know, he's not like a collector, so they weren't like individually graded. I did email him, and then he ended up putting a listing of all the pressings, but he didn't like, you know, grade them. So I just got like a general. I took a little bit of a chance, but a general. He said, oh, you know, I asked like, oh, specifically like, how's the U.S. presses, you know, and then just in general, like, kind of what's the average rating, are they good? So he checked the U.S. ones, and he didn't. I mean, he said they're very good, but it wasn't like a BG. It was like, oh, they're very good, no scratches, kind of thing. So I took a little bit of a chance, and yeah, they're in pretty good condition. This is like super clean. There's some dust. These all need to be cleaned, but there's not like a scratch on this. This thing is amazing. I couldn't believe this. And I was actually, I don't know if I will, probably not, but I wanted to do a cut from my Vinyl Tag 2021 video, because there's a question on there, the records that you want to find this year, and my answer was Sixto Rodriguez.
Want to find in 2021, obviously tons of stuff I'd love to find, but stuff I've really been liking, I've actually liked him for a few years. Sixto Rodriguez, I'd love to get Cold Fact, and I've been holding out. I mean, his stuff online, it's right now it's like $400 or $500. But I probably should have bought an original a few years ago when it was a little cheaper, but just holding out, hoping to get something on locally. I highly doubt it, but you never know. Crazier things. I've found stranger records for sure. So I'd love to find some Sixto, either Cold Fact or even the one after. I can't remember the name of it. But.
And if you don't know Sixto Rodriguez, this is on Sussex, so it's kind of like the same label as Bill Withers. So it's kind of like a mix between like Bob Dylan and Bill Withers. I would say it's like folky, but he's like a storyteller, but it's a little bit groovier. I would say it's probably more towards the groovier Dylan than Bill Withers. It's not really like soul. But yeah, so I'm gonna go through the box right here, and it's probably easier just to do a flip. Here we go, my box of Sixto Rodriguez records. This is just insanity. So we got the first one I just showed, the first U.S. press. This actually came with a CD too, Live Fact. And then we got the U.S. press promo. This one was super clean. He labeled them all too, because he had them all on the wall. This is the first UK 1971. This is the first South Africa, and these ones are all pretty clean. This is the Australia press, 1971. What do you got here? I had to put this on backward. This is the Venezuela press. Actually, this one was not that great, but these were pretty beat up too. This is the U.S. promo. Kind of had some damage on the sleeve. This one was not the greatest condition, but he did have an original sealed copy. So U.S. original sealed copy. Sorry, my battery's running low here. So I'm probably gonna pop that open. I wasn't going to. I knew he had this sealed. I thought I was maybe keep the promo or something, but yeah. But the promo's in pretty bad shape. This is the UK press. This one's a little bit beat up too. Yeah, these are all kind of beat up actually. These South Africa. I mean, I say beat up. I mean, we're talking like VG. There's nothing like super trash. Some of the covers are a little bit beat up. But this is the this one is a really rare one. This is the South African press with no writing on the top. This one's pretty valuable. At least on Discogs, it sold for a lot. This is the South African press with the writing. We got like the New Zealand press, first press, and we got this one was a Japanese white label. That's pretty cool. It's the Japanese not white label. What do we got here? This is Australia, 1973. We got another Australia, 1973. I think they're just different label variations. South Africa, reissue 1. reissue 2. There's just different labels, I believe. This is reissue 3. I think this one's reissue 4. No, this is Rhodesia press. And we got, I think this is Rhodesia white label. What we got? I got After the Fact. And I started I was sleeving these, but it was getting late, so Rodrigo at his best, 1977, Rodrigo at his best. Another Australia, Rodrigo at his best, 1970, that's New Zealand. Australia, 1977, Cold Fact. Australia, 1978. This was an interesting one. This is like a bootleg from UK with a negative cover. New Zealand, 78. New Zealand, 78. New Zealand, 78. Those must be all label variations. Australia, 86. Australia, 78. This is a cool one. This is the original Rodriguez Alive, Australia. This one's pretty rare. We got another Best of Rodriguez, South Africa, 82. Australia, 86. Australia, 86. This is the repress of the Alive, Australia, 86. Australia, 86. This is Australia, 86. Africa, 91. Then we get into like the newer. This is like Light in the Attic, 2008. Light in the Attic, 2009. Flying Sugarman, 2012. And I think the rest of these are sealed. These are all the third. But then they got the 13s. Yeah, 13. So yeah. So I guess be careful what you wish for. I wanted some Sixto Rodriguez, and I definitely got myself some Sixto Rodriguez. So super excited about that. I'm on like a kind of like a high. I mean, pretty late now, but kind of came down. I was in disbelief. I ordered this. I won this today on eBay at 5 o'clock. The guy lived in LA, you know, like an hour from me, and we emailed back and forth a couple times before I won the auction, and then he just said I'll bring him down tonight, and he delivered him at my house at 8:30. So I won the auction at 5. I had him in my hands at 8:30. It is now 11:30, and I am doing a video about it. So yeah, I can't believe I found that collection. That's like a once in a lifetime. I don't even know. Like I couldn't even fathom that somebody would just collect all Sixto Rodriguez records. I wouldn't. I mean, and he's missing some. He said he only needed the Japanese press, which isn't true. He's missing. I saw some like Barbados and other stuff, but yeah, I'm definitely not keeping them like that. I'm gonna sell them all except for the U.S. presses. I might keep a couple. The live one, first press, and I might do some research on if one just sounds really good. I might keep that as well. They don't usually keep doubles and stuff, but yeah, still like my mind is blown for sure. I mean the amount of rarity in there, I've never found anything like that. I haven't found like a one-off record, but not a whole collection with just like a ton of different crazy random rare different pressings and stuff. It's insane. So yeah, great find, and yeah, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. See ya. Bye.